Clark to the corner. Bang! Wickham. How sweet was that? And George has been the one for Sydney. Step back three.
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment. 3-ball on its way. And the Sammy show rolls on. It's Kayla George. Buries a triple.
Round 3 of the Signet WNBL continues in the Harbour City with a clash between two dangerous, talent-stacked teams. The Bendigo Spirit come to Sydney as the league's hottest team with a 3-0 start, but going 4-0 will be no easy task tonight against Guy Molloy's Sydney Flames. Welcome to the Quaycentre. It's the Flames hosting the Spirit. Hello and welcome to WNBL Wednesdays on ESPN, brought to you by 4. Ben Waterworth with you alongside a star of Aussie Hoops who's been winning championships for fun in 2024, the Southside Flyers reigning championship captain, Beck Cole. Beck, what a big game we have in store tonight. Grab the popcorn, I reckon.
Wednesday Night Hoops is back and we have some amazing names in these lineups, and I think this is going to be a game down to the wire.
Well, let's put some context around this game, Beck, and have a look at the round 3 fixture. Early stages, of course, of this season, but after tonight's game, all attention turns to Canberra as the Caps host the Lynx. It's one of 2 games this round for the Capitals. They take on the Beck Cole Flyers on Sunday. Big opportunity for Adelaide against Geelong on Saturday night. And then the Spirit also back up on Saturday night against the Townsville Fire. But let's firstly have a look at Sydney in particular. They've had a really good start to their WNBL season so far, 1-1, and they've been led really well by Kayla George, and she caught up with our own Nathan Stremple a little earlier on.
Kayla George, opening night here at home in the Quaycentre. You must be looking for a good night in front of the home fans.
Yeah, I think it's a really exciting time. Obviously, game 1 was the doubleheader with the Kings at Curtis Bank. So, you know, our home court here at the Quaycentre, and hopefully we can have a good crowd tonight on a Wednesday night and get a home dub.
A couple of mates on the opposition, some bronze medal winning teammates in Tolo and Whitcomb. They form a pretty formidable duo in the pick and roll. You must have some plans in place for them.
Yeah, those bloody flogs. Yeah, no, they're my sisters. So yeah, they're definitely playing well, and Bendigo as a unit are playing really well. They're going to be probably one of the top teams to beat this year, and a lot of veteran experience. And Sammy's just shooting at a real high clip. So yeah, look, it's going to be a fun hit out for our young team, and you know, obviously me being the youngest. But no, I think it'll be a good challenge for us, and it is early days in the season. But you know, all the teams are still trying to work out their strengths and knuckle some things out. So I think it'll be a really good hit out.
Well, speaking of playing well, back-to-back team of the weeks for yourself, is there a sense of pride as the captain of this group in terms of leading from the front?
I mean, that's pretty cool, but honestly, just whatever I need to do to help this team and lead this team, and in the last 2 games, those were my stats, and that was all well and good, but if it means tonight I get a donut and 10 boards and 10 assists, but still get a double-double, we'll be laughing.
Sounds great. Thanks for your time, Kayla. Have a good one.
Thank you.
If it was anyone else calling an opposition players bloody flogs, we'd be raising an eyebrow, but that's sort of typical Kayla George. But she walks the walk and she talks the talk as well, Beck. She's had a terrific start to her 2025 WNBL campaign with a couple of double-doubles.
She really has, and she's giving me MVP era of 2 seasons ago.
Wow.
So I think the league better watch out. It is early on, but she's an amazing leader for her team. She is a vet, as she joked about being the youngest on the team earlier, but she's shooting the lights out. She's also a great passer out of the post, and she's getting boards as well, so a phenomenal start for her.
Her 17th WNBL season, so she's at one spectrum of the WNBL, well, one bit of the WNBL experience spectrum. Shanice Swain is at the other, only in her 3rd WNBL season, but just from her 2 games we've seen from her so far, we've seen a glimpse of the limitless talent that she has.
She's been unfortunate with injuries, and now she's fit, she's healthy, and she's come onto a stage where she really does have a lot of opportunity on her team, and she's quick, she's agile, she can go in against the talls in the paint, as well as a phenomenal 3-point shot as we see right there, and she just wants to show you what she's got. I will say one word about her, is she's a straight-out baller.
Yeah, she was in good form against your Flyers with 16 points, 15 points the game before that. Speaking of in-form players, as we turn our attention to Bendigo, Sammy Whitcomb has been superb for the Spirit. They're 3-0 It's the first time they've been 3-0 in a long time in this competition, and they were busy during the off-season at the recruiting table, and Sammy Wickham was a big part of that. She's having a monster start to this season.
She sure is. She's shooting the lights out. She's coming off a really confident season out of the Seattle Storm in the WNBA, then winning a bronze with the Opals at the Olympics. And we know from last season, she stated, I want to win a championship. And she's making her mark on this WNBL stage.
And yeah, she does want to win that championship. She's been really close with teams like the Perth Lynx and then Townsville Fire, obviously, last year as well. But she senses something great under Kennedy Kariyama, the coach of the Bendigo Spirit, who caught up with our own Nathan Strempel a little bit earlier on.
Kennedy, thanks for your time. Top of the ladder, 3-0, despite carrying some injuries. That's a good result.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, for us, probably not reading too much on the ladder this early, but it's great. You know, the group that we've got available have done a great job of putting us in a great position so far, and they're playing good basketball.
The key tonight with the Flames, I think, is the versatility of Ruth and George being able to play inside, outside. How do you counter that?
Yeah, probably that and the rebounding. I mean, two of the league's best rebounders. So from our position tonight, we really have to take care of possession and close out possessions. I think defensively we've been pretty good. Let ourselves down a couple of times just with offensive rebounds. So we have to be really clean defensively tonight.
And you might have touched on it in that answer there, but after the Geelong game, you said it was a good win, but not a great win. What are the steps to great for this side?
For us, probably just, again, consistency. You know, we string a great half. Even the third quarter wasn't too bad from our perspective, but just stringing 40 minutes of great basketball together will be the challenge for us, so consistency is really important.
Sounds good, Kennedy. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Great to have the insight from both Kayla George and Kennedy Kariyama pre-game as we have a look at the starting five for the Flames. Emma Clark in particular, we'll hear a little bit more from her at half-time, but she'll be an integral member of this starting five, not only tonight, but you would think for the rest of the season, Beck.
I think she will. She has now, again, more opportunity. She's in a starting role, unlike last season. She is coming back from a right quad strain, and I think she was on limited minutes against us a couple of days ago, so I can't wait to see what she has to bring.
Gee, that's a pretty handy starting five for the Bendigo Spirit, isn't it, Beck?
Yeah, if I was in opposition, I'm a little bit frightened.
It is very, very nice indeed. Wickham, Kelly Wilson having a start tonight as well in game number 456. Our referees tonight, Jackie Dover, Bradley Mattioli and Marcus Hayden. They will be in charge at the Quaycentre tonight. Wednesday night hoops on your home of hoops, ESPN. Great to have your company wherever you are watching around the planet. It's the Bendigo Spirit travelling to Sydney to take on the Sydney Flames. These two sides met 3 times last year, with the Flames beating the Spirit in the split 2-1. Early shot off from the Flames, but it's knocked out of bounds by them off the rebounds. Great atmosphere at the Quaycentre tonight. This talent stacked Bendigo side hoping to continue their winning ways. Wickham had a hot start to the season. That was in and out. And an early stop for the Flames.
I like that, though, going to your player who's on fire, get the ball in her hands first play, see what she can do.
Ruth Clark gets the screen from Ruth and kicks it out into the corner. Just off target in the end, so no early buckets for either side. There's Isa Brancatisano on screen, who's worked so hard at NBL 1, previously Seaboard level, and she's got her chance with the Flames this year, Beck.
She has. She had a great season with Mount Gambier in the NBL 1 South, and playing against her, she is a dog in the backcourt. She gets all up in the point guards, and a corner 3 is looking quite nice for her as well.
Speaking of corner 3s, or close to, Sammy Wickham on fire early, 27, 25 and 25 from her first 3 games, and she gets the opening bucket here for the Spirit.
And her release is so quick, you can't give her any time or space.
Kayla George loves the turnaround jumper from close range. That one a bit too hard. The Spirit working inside. Samuels with the look for the short 2 there. Doesn't come to fruition. And Kayla George with the rebound. And then the long 3 attempts. Kayla G for 3.
She says to her sister Sammy, anything you can do, I can do better.
The 2 Opal Stars going head-to-head tonight in the Signet WNBL. Nice takeaway there from Ruth. Only steal for her. Clark can't get that one to go. But that is what Michaela Ruth does better than a lot of other players in the WNBL. Her hustle off the glass, Beck, is really hard to stop.
Ruth's hustle is why she gets on teams. She gets those second possessions for her team. That is so important. And she also drew a foul, so that is a great start for Ruth.
Game number 144 in the WNBL. Had the double-double in round 1 against the Caps with 25 points and 11 rebounds. And Casey Samuels in the end has played that well. It's come off the hands of George, so a turnover off the inbounds pass.
Both teams being handsy early, lots of deflections, bumping cutters. I like that. This will be a game. Whoever can keep their team to under 70 to 75 points will win.
Keep an eye on that buffer right throughout the night. Whitcomb, Tolo, and now a look here for Burton.
What ball movement by the Spirit. Sammy came off. She was seen with a high hedge. Popped to the short roller. Tolo with an extra pass for a 3.
Rebound here for Kelly Wilson. So 3 buckets so far, all from beyond the arc, but Burton might change that. Driving inside. Couldn't get that one to go. It'll be a Sydney ball. Looking promising early for the Bendigo Spirit is their star import.
I'd like to see Sydney go inside, get a touch through pass or penetration.
That's as inside as it gets. Terrific ball movement from the Sydney Flames.
And you can't be doing that. You need to find Whitcomb on defensive transition.
With the early bucket at the other end, she kicks it out for Ruth. Also damaging both inside and outside. Can't get that one to go. Wickham ominous early. Wilson with a look for 3. She's still got it.
Everyone is firing from the Spirit team. Who do you guard at the moment if you are the Flames?
I wonder if an early timeout might be called here by Guy Malloy. Kayla George goes to work. Had Samuels in her face. Clark with the offensive rebound. Couldn't get the second attempt to go. Will Burton hold up as she steps inside. Can't quite get that one to go. Kelly Wilson with the rebound. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. You cannot leave Sammy Whitcomb open like that for 3 when she's in form like this.
Now, that is tough from the Flames. If your team gets an offensive board, the scout is you close out to the person that's the biggest threat, and that is Sammy Whitcomb in that situation.
What a start for Sammy Whitcomb. She has 9 points early stages, and there's a bit to think about for Sydney Flames coach Guy Malloy. Listening to the championship-winning coach who's had such success in this competition for many years. Sydney coach Guy Malloy addressing his side. Probably more just a momentum breaker timeout more than anything else because the Spirit have started 5 straight triples.
You need to. That's a smart timeout by Guy Malloy. And Flames are playing a very different style under Guy this season compared to the last couple of seasons, or what Guy Malloy is known for. They are more run and gun, shooting the threes, a bit like the Perth Lynx.
Yeah.
But I think what they need to do, if you miss 3 threes in a row, you need to go inside. You need to get a paint touch.
Morris on the floor for the Flames. But a stop from the Spirit, who have an early 10-point advantage here at the Quaycentre. And Sammy Whitcomb is 3 for 3 from 3. And she's drawing contact as we head courtside to Nathan Stremple.
Thanks, Ben. Just tuning into Bendigo's timeout. Obviously a hot start via the shooting of Whitcomb and others, but for Coach Kerryama, it was a case of just cleaning up on the glass, both ends, defensively and offensively, and just fine-tuning their defence. They're talking about zoning off Roof to be able to apply extra pressure to Kayla George.
Thanks, Nathan. Great to have your insights courtside right throughout tonight. Whitcomb inside for Tolo, who will head to the line to shoot a couple.
And that's smart by Kennedy. With Ruth, she shoots a lot whether she is on fire or she might miss a few. She can be streaky. So to test the waters at the moment for George, that's what she's known for. She's known for a three-point shot. I quite like that scout early on in this game.
Pretty handy acquisition for the Bendigo Spirit during the off-season to bring in Mariana Tolo, her first WNBL season since 2020 after 3 seasons in Europe. First season outside of the ACT for Mariana Tolo. And she's made an immediate impact there. 2 from 2 from the charity stripe to start her nights. Here's Kalia inside for Morris. Can't bank it off the glass. Good hustle from Kalia. Wins it back. Jump ball is called.
Tough work from Kalia. That is what she brings. She brings that in the off-season. Again, another Mount Gambier player. And her toughness and her grit is really, again, what keeps her on the floor, getting those extra possessions for her team.
Her 5th season in the WNBL, 3rd with the Flames, 1 with the Capitals, and then 1 with the Boomers as well, where she made a bit of a splash as an injury replacement player. Big opportunity for her at the Flames this season. Whitcomb can't get that one to go. It was an audacious shot, even by Sammy's standards, with a big step back. But when you're shooting it from beyond the arc like Whitcomb is this season, why not? George hoping for the cut. They work it in. Good ball movement. And long range attempts from the young gun, Shanice Swain.
Great ball movement. But that's been 5 minutes since Swain has had a shot. I would like to see her getting more actions, whether that's pick and roll or off-ball screens.
Having a real good look at their starting bench at the moment. As the Sydney Flames, and Swain has responded for Sydney with 2 threes in a row.
And that shot is unconscious. She doesn't think about it, it's going up.
Oh, beautiful hesitation from Whitcomb, doing that on the inside this time.
That is just showing her experience on that move, isn't it? Pump fake, 2 plays in the air, easy layup.
Whitcomb early, up to 11 points here at the Quaycentre. Shanice Swain, we know how damaging she can be, particularly from beyond the arc. Making an early statement. Intriguingly, didn't get the start tonight. Shanice Swain, coming off the bench, had started in both previous games for the Flames. Birdie. Inside for Tolo. Good defense from the Sydney Flames. Occasion it was George hoping for a teammate inside, anticipated a cut, it felt like, on that pass, but Morris was nowhere near it.
And Morris is young, she's just come in, and they'll learn to work together more. As we said earlier, George is a great passer, and that high to low action with the bigs, that will be a really big tool for them to use in this game.
Whitcomb thinks about taking on Kayla George, instead kicks it out. Spirit hoping to try and continue their hot momentum from beyond the arc, not on that occasion. Swain works away inside. That is a tough and a pretty move at the same time.
It sure is. Flames love using the step-ups on transition. As a guard, they're so hard to defend. And as we said, Swain, she wants to get to the rim. She hit the defender with a nice hezzy and then a nice layup.
She's changed the momentum of this game since coming onto the floor as well. 2 triples, and then this ability here to work on the inside, which will see the ball moving first. That was Swain hitting that triple. he talked about her pre-game that she's just a baller, and that drive to the rack that we just saw before, Beck, epitomises that.
It really does. Let's listen in to Bendigo what Kennedy has called in his timeout.
So the WNBL app is something that you must download to keep on top of all the latest WNBL news. And of course, all the live stats of today's game are free in the WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team info, play info, and much more. So download it from your preferred app store today. So Bendigo with a 19-13 lead. They did lead by as much as 12 early stages after 3 consecutive triples from Sammy Wickham. 11 points early for Wickham, going at 4 of 6 from the field.
If I was the Flames, I'd even look at, should we trap Sammy Wickham?
Yep.
The Spirit have 19 points. She has 11 of them. Make someone else make a shot. Let someone else do the work. So maybe that's something they look at down the track.
I called it a play as Swain hit the deck. Burton just a little sore after that contact as well. Just holding her face. Looks like she'll be okay to play on as we head back down courtside to Nathan Stremple.
Listening into Guy Malloy's time out there, it's all about the defensive.
Get back to Nathan. Just
See them in the drops coverage in the on-balls. Sorry, Ben, you got me now?
I've got you now, mate.
Yeah, just intriguing that they're in the drops coverage from the on-ball. Wickham coming out hot shooting, still the bigs dropping on that on-ball coverage.
Thanks very much. Nathan Stremple down courtside. Lovely find there from Samuels. Burton couldn't reward with the 3 though. So a stop for the Flames, an important one you feel like. Ruth back on the floor, feeding Swain. Doesn't take on the Spirit on that occasion. Has some support on the outside. Morris has to get a shot up now. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Offensive foul is called. And good defensive play there from the Bendigo Spirit.
And you can see Guy Malloy on the sideline there telling Morris, square up to the basket. If you have the ball and your back is to the basket, the defender doesn't have to defend you. As soon as you square up, they have to be in a defensive position, and now you're a threat. So I would like to see Morris be more aggressive at the rim.
Burton gets the screen, and Samuels in the corner. In her favourite comfy zone, Casey Samuels from deep. Such a terrific perimeter shooter, as that is a wonderful play from Cherie Kalia.
That is a tough take, and I love that she went to the rack wanting to make it, and now she has the opportunity for an N1.
Talked about her journey in the WNBL so far, Cherie Kalia, game number 42. Such an impressive player off the bench. Just started on the floor once in these 42 games. She's a serious impact player. Completes the 3-point play, and they're back within 6, the Flames. Just over 2 minutes left in this first quarter as an opportunity to go to the rack there for Nightingale. And a good look, falling well short. Gives the Flames an opportunity here, and Swain can't get the and one, but she will head to the line to shoot a couple.
She's been aggressive early, and as such a young athlete in this league, you mentioned she didn't get the start.
Yep.
We're not sure why, but she has come out and not let that phase her. And sometimes that can really ruin an athlete's confidence. So for her to not get the start, come out, be aggressive in an attacking mindset, that is great signs for Swain.
So in her past 3 WNBL seasons, before this season, Swain was going at 59% from the charity stripe. But so far this season, including those 2 free throws, just then she's 9 of 11. Good start from the free throw line for Shanice Swain. And the Flames are on a run here. They're back within 4 after trailing by as much as 12. Wickham closely guarded here by Kalia. And Ruth brings down the rebound. So stop after stop here for the Flames. And they're starting to make it count at the other end of the floor. Although Kelly Wilson comes up with the steal and the bucket.
And Kelly can just read the game so well. She's a veteran of this league, and you need to make sure from the Flames you're getting open, holding off your man. Otherwise, too many teams have too many great players that will get a steal and go to the rack for an easy layup.
22nd WNBL season for Kelly Wilson. Ruth misses the triple. Whose hands are that off? That's deemed off Kayla George's hands. So 70 seconds left in this opening term. After a slow start from the Flames, we've given the Bendigo Spirit something to think about. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. Wednesday night hoops here at the Quaycentre, round 3 of the Signet WNBL season. Samuels found a way through. Nightingale thought about driving inside. Back out to Samuels. Tough shot. Can't get that one to go, but Nightingale comes up with the extra 14 seconds for Bendigo. Wilson now out here for Booth. Back for Wilson from the baseline. Not normally a noted scorer these days in the WNBL, Kelly Wilson, but she's had a great start to this contest.
What poise and patience by the Spirit. I like to call that the Spurs drill. Every person gets a touch. But they're the things Kennedy spoke about earlier. They want to get rebounds, and they were able to get an offensive board there. Another possession and a very timely score.
Yeah, great start for Kelly Wilson so far in this contest. Got the start tonight. She's had 7 points already. A little bit flabbergasted by the call just before. There'll be a inbounds pass here for Taylor, so both teams with their next foul will be in the bonus. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Clark, tough fadeaway attempt. And no shot clock remaining. And the ball is in terrific hands with Sammy Whitcomb. She started the quarter so well, and she finishes it with an epic triple. We are watching one heck of a star in this competition on full display tonight. Sammy Whitcomb is hot, so are the Bendigo Spirit. 29 the Spirit, 18 the Flames. Second quarter action coming up on the other side of this. Well, game number 143 in this competition. Sammy Whitcomb is at her best 14 points in the first quarter, including that triple right near the quarter-time buzzer. She's 4 of 5 from deep. And the Bendigo Spirit at quarter-time here at the Quaycentre, holding a 29-18 lead. Ben Waterworth with you, alongside the dual championship star, Beck Cole. She's putting on a show so far, Sammy Whitcomb.
It must be nice to have a run of 3 in your repertoire, Ben, but she does it with ease, and you can tell she's filled with confidence because you're not shooting that unless you're feeling it.
What have the Flames got in response at the start of this quarter? They did show some pluck midway through the term. Clark kicking it out for Roof. Really good look for 3. Just off target and an easy rebound for Samuels. So Shanice Swain was a big reason behind the momentum changing that quarter for the Flames. She's got 10 points as Samuels hits the triple. Bendigo hot from deep. And that lead is ballooned out now to 14 points. Swain has the 10 points, but she also has the 2 fouls. She hasn't got the start here on the floor in the second quarter.
As a coach,
George hits the 2.
Great cut, and that's the high-low that those 2 bigs need. So I love that, getting Kayla on off-ball action. They've done a great job, the Spirit, of really pressuring her on ball. But for Guy Malloy, with Swain on 2 fouls, you have to rest her. It's only the second quarter, but she does need to be on the floor for the Flames right now, as she is the momentum for them.
Wilson can't get that one to go, but she will head to the free throw line, shoot a couple. So heading into this game, only averaging the 4 points per game and averaging sort of single digits in recent seasons, but she's shown tonight that she still can be an offensive threat, Kelly Wilson.
Kelly Wilson can be. I think teams or players maybe go in underrating her, but I hate playing against Kelly Wilson. She is a legend of the game, and she can shoot threes, she can shoot mid-range, she can get to the rack, but she only does it when she feels like her team needs it. She loves being a facilitator, and I love that she's come out in this aggressive mentality tonight.
Do you reckon you'll get to 22 seasons in the WNBL, Beck?
I think she will.
What about you, though?
Oh, me. Look, I wish I could beat Kelly Wilson, but she ages like a fine wine, and I'll say it again, I don't know how she does it.
Still such a threat. Big attempt from Taylor, just rolling away. And Bendigo with that 14-point advantage. Wickham takes on everyone, and in the end, uncontested, lays it in.
She sees a mismatch, having the bigger postman in Roof, and she just went to the rack. But if you're Flames, you need split line help.
She's up to 16 points. On that occasion, it was Pittman trying to find George, but Bendigo so on-song defensively early stages. Tolo really hasn't even got going yet. That's the scary thing for the Flames. She kicks it out, and Samuels drills us. And Casey Samuels is not the kind of player you want hot from beyond the arc either. It's Bendigo 39, Sydney 20. So Casey Samuels now 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. I thought Sammy Whitcomb was in form, but also Casey Samuels is a deadly three-point shooter as well. But
if you're the Flames and maybe you were testing to see, okay, how hot can Samuels now get? She's hit 3 from 4. You need to get out to her now. You need to get a hand in her face. You need to make her score a different way. Make her put it on the floor. Make her be a passer.
This is the thing, when there's such an offensive threat, that it's already a 19-point differential. We're only 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Spirit can get hot fast, and I think we've seen this here today. If I was the Flames, make them shoot a shot that's not a 3.
Nearly 19-point advantage for the Bendigo Spirit. Casey Samuels up to 9 points. All of those points coming from three-point land. And they're shooting at 69% from three-point territory at the moment. The Bendigo Spirit, 9 of 13. Swain back on the floor with 2 fouls to her name. Roof for 3.
Ruth puts her hands up saying, why couldn't have that happened a quarter ago?
So that's her first triple of the night. She's 1 of 4. As Wickham, that quick release on display there. Somehow Bendigo get the ball back. It's the screen now from Samuels. Wickham works her way inside. Bit of a deflection in there. The shot goes up and everything is hitting for the Spirit as Booth gets on the scoreboard.
And Booth was with my team Flyers last season, so it's great to see her get minutes. She works real hard, and she is a shooter. So what great first minutes, and your first shot being a three-pointer. So congrats to Boothie.
Foul call there on Booth just after getting on the scoreboard as we head down to Nathan Stremple.
Ben listening to both timeouts, and it all revolves around what's happening with the on-ball screens for Bendigo. The Flames wanting to hedge and recover, and Guy pulling his guards to fight over those on-ball screens to stay attached to Sammy Wickham. And then the chess match with Kennedy talking about how they can play off that now as the screener. Samuel starting to hit, Booth getting one as well.
Thanks, Nath. Pretty decent offensive set there from the Flames, but George unable to hit. Just sense a lot of responsibility tonight on Kayla George to hit the scoreboard. He's got a lot to think about defensively as well. Samuels driving baseline. Swain is there with Samuels. Took a long time to get rid of it. Catasano comes in and knocks it out of bounds with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. Wickham lobs it in for Tolo. And she is fouled, and that'd be super frustrating for the Sydney Flames coach, Guy Malloy, to get Bendigo to 3 seconds and then just before the shot clock expires, they give away a shooting foul.
It is. That's one thing as a team you don't want to do. Of course, it's sport, it happens, but when you've done such a good job of making the team work down the shot clock and then you force them to the line, it is hard.
Mariana Tolo spoke pre-season about how she dragged her partner Dan Jackson around Europe for the past few years. Well, Dan got offered the role at Bendigo as the GM. And Mariana said, my turn to come with Dan, and she's linked up with the Spirit, and she's now part of one of the most formidable rosters in the WNBL this season. Swain almost had it pinched away. Ruth threw it away. And it's in dangerous hands. Wilson, Wickham, has Booth in the corner. Back out for Samuels. An important rebound for Ruth. Rebound number 3 for Ruth. George also has the 5. Ruth now putting it up from beyond the arc, falling well short. Wickham has 2 to beat here, but pulls the brakes on. What can the Flames do here to stop the scoring prowess and momentum of this Bendigo juggernaut, which is making an early statement here at the Quaycentre?
And Tolo just being so big and strong as she is, when she's stealing or she gets the ball in the post, she draws other players into her. And then that's what is opening up and having all this space for the Spirit guards to shoot those threes. So having the likes of a Tolo on your team is such an asset.
Burton back on the floor. She's also in some early foul trouble with 2, so she set out the first 4.5 minutes of this quarter. Kelly Wilson putting it up. And good hustle there from Booth. Couldn't quite bring down the offensive rebound, though. Morris just too tall. Gives Swain a look for 3. Goes behind the backboard. Eventually out of bounds, but it did come off Bendigo hands late. So a fresh 14 here for the Flames to work with.
I think I would like another inside look, inside touch for the Flames. They've shot another few threes, which again is their game, but when they're not dropping, you need your B option, your C option.
George guarded closely by Samuels. Thought about getting it to Brand Catasano. Then goes inside for Morris. Terrific ball movement from the Flames and great patience from George. She has been renowned throughout her career for her ability to bring her teammates into the game, Kayla George, and that was on full display just then. Burton inside for Tolo. Can't get that one to go. So Tolo, so far, just for 4 points, all coming from the charity stripe, though. George calls for movement. Feeds Swain. Wants to give back to George, but she just wasn't cutting at the right time. Another turnover by Sydney. It's 8 turnovers to 3 so far in this game in favour of the Flames. Samuels is fouled hard.
And a strong take by Samuels. She got George on that shot fake, which you're jumping at. She's hit 3 threes already. And a nice, strong take to the basket.
Great story, Casey Samuels. Her 10th WNBL season, but she really has gone to the next level at Bendigo. Last season, a career-best season, averaging the 8 points per game. Played the 21 games. And importantly, went at 39% from three-point territory, but a great example, Beck, of someone who's been in the competition for a while, but proof that you can still find your best form, even in your 9th season of WNBL.
100%, Ben. We hit our prime, I think, when we're 28 women. And you can keep learning. It doesn't matter how old you get. The more tools you can add to your toolbox, the more threat that you are in the game. And something about Samuels is she's a very physical player, but she does it at both ends. Coaches want players who play offense and defense.
She's shown that tonight as Morris works her way inside. And is able to hit another bucket for the Flames.
I love that by Morris. She is young. She used her poison. They need her inside presence, and she finished that basket. That's really good basketball from her.
The American International, third game of the WNBL. There's a lot of work off the ball there between Tolo and Morris. Tolo drawing the contact. Here is Guy Malloy, 15th season in the WNBL. He's second with the Sydney Flames, a coaching career that began all the way back in 1989 with the Caps. So with that foul called on the Flames, they are now in the bonus, and Tolo is seeing it well from the charity stripe so far tonight. 4 of 4. Mariana Tolo. Three-time Olympian, part of that bronze medal winning Opals lineup in Paris earlier this year. Still 100% from the charity stripe tonight, Mariana Tolo. 21-point lead for Bendigo. Swain thought about the reverse. Instead went for George. Kicks it out. Running out of time, 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Brown Catasano put it up. And George might have been fouled as she was attempting to grab the offensive rebound.
And Spirit are just playing some great basketball. They're hustling, they're bumping cutters, they're getting all up in the face of whoever has the ball, and they're making it tough. And they've kept Flames to 27 points, which is a great scoreline with 3 minutes 20 left in the game.
Bonnie Dees, who's just checked in as well. She's an exciting talent out of this young brigade of Aussie hoops. George, beautiful feed again. Great chemistry in this quarter between George and Morris.
Really impressed with George, just keeping her dribble alive, and a great passer that she is, getting that to Morris on a nice cut.
And Wilson stepped out of bounds as well. It's an important stop there for the Flames as they try to make some inroads into this margin, which is ballooned out now to 19 points. Did get as much as 21. Just under 3 minutes left. Swain from real deep. Distance not a problem for Shanice Swain.
You cannot go under screens if it's Swain, and she's hit, that's her third triple for tonight. You need to find her early, and you need to get over screens.
Takes her tally to 13. Offensive foul is called. Tolo puts her arms out, argues her case. So just a bit of a confidence booster here for the Flames in the past couple of minutes.
And this is what the Flames need to do. They just need to chip away. They don't need to go down on the offensive end and go 3 after 3 after 3 and try win this in a few possessions. Chip away at it, get defensive stops, and just give what the defense takes you.
Tolo with the rebound there. Beautiful moves there from Burton. That is tough. That is a seriously tough play from the American international.
And she's a great get for the Bendigo Spirit. She moved around a little bit in the WNBA, and she found a home at Connecticut in the last season. And she's exactly what the Spirit need. A great ball handler, able to distribute the ball to the scorers, like Sammy Whitcomb, like Tolo. And she's a great defender. She gets up full court, she hustles, but she can score if you need her to. So I like seeing this aggressive side to her.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in our field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best, and learn more at ctmsport.com.au. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. George had the mismatch there, but it's an offensive foul. And Opal Bird claps her hands as well. Big win there for the Spirit, because George would have fancied herself in the post. .51-32 lead for the Bendigo Spirit as a timeout is called here at the Quaycentre. It's been an impressive quarter from the Bendigo Spirit. 22 points to 14 so far in this quarter, flexing their muscle, and they have become a serious offensive juggernaut.
Taylor in the pick. So if Kaylee ends up taking the low player, Tolo get out, low player comes set it. We're putting her in the pick. Regular weak and then a weak hand, so that you're coming down here off the pick. So weak hand, and let's just stick with that combination with doubles in the weak to close out this half. Now, defensively, great job defensively. Make sure we've got good positioning from you, and we've got communication, we're good. Now, here we go.
Third season as coach of Bendigo for Kennedy Kerryarma. He's gone so close. 2 consecutive seasons where the Spirit finished with 11-10 records, but they are 3-0, and they're on a really good path to be 4-0 as well. He's got this team humming early stages of the season, Ben.
He has. To start 3-0, and it's such a new team, you would have to be happy with that. And obviously you have the likes of a WNBA import, 2 Opals and some young guns and a vet in Kelly Wilson. You know you're going to have a good team that can gel well, and obviously they're showing signs of some great chemistry early.
Bendigo 3-0 for just the 3rd time in their WNBL history. They could take it to 4-0 here. Pittman sent it back to Swain. She's left free for 3, but she misses. An easy rebound in the end for Whitcomb. Rebound number 2 for Sammy Whitcomb to go with 3 assists and 16 points. Burton lobbing it in for Tolo. 1-on-1 here with Ruth. The 2 former Capitals going at it here at the Quaycentre, and Tolo is on the board from the field. That takes a tally to 8 points to go with 6 completed free throws. George draws the contact.
And I like this by the Flames. I know George got the offensive foul earlier, but she's got one back here. She does have a height mismatch, and probably she's a vet. She knows some great moves on the inside against Bird, the younger, shorter player at the Spirit. I think Flames can look to go to this when they have Bird on George at this point in time.
See Celeste Taylor on the bench for the Flames. Kayla George, such an impressive free throw shooter over her career. There's the definition of the commentator's curse, though. She misses just her 2nd free throw attempt of the season. 45 seconds and counting left in this first half. Burton lost control, got it back though, and Tolo cleans up the mess and gets a second straight field goal.
Great hustle by the Spirit late in this second quarter.
Just when the Flames thought they were right back in it, the Spirit have challenged again. Swain drains it from the corner though. She's giving it everything tonight, Shanice Swain. 16 points for her, answering this player's 16 points in Sammy Wickham. Foul is called before a travel or a jump ball.
It did look like a jump ball. I did think that was some great defense.
Crowd certainly didn't appreciate the call, to say the least. Sammy Wickham will head to the charity stripe, an 82% free throw shooter so far this season. Remarkably, but coming into this game, she was going at 52% from beyond the arc. We know how lethal she is from three-point range. 52%, clearly a career best, clearly early in the season, but she's going at that clip early stages. Ominous signs. 3 seconds left. Clark all oxygen on that attempt. And that is half-time here at the Quaycentre. And it was a dominant dominant first half in general, and particularly in that second quarter from the Bendigo Spirit. They lead 56-36, and they've made an early statement bet, Cole.
They sure have. They're showing right now why early in this league for the 2024-25 season that they are ahead of the pack. Their defense, they've been applying pressure. They've been forcing many three-point shot attempts. And now let's go down to Nathan to see what he has to say.
Kelly Wilson, kind enough to join us. Kelly, 22 seasons in the league. As a point guard, though, must be great playing with so much talent around you.
Absolutely amazing. Obviously, you want to have great players around you, and we've done really well in recruiting this year, as you can see.
And talk to us about the hot shooting led by Sammy Wickham. You had a triple yourself. It was 7 of 11 in the first quarter, but talk about the diverse ways this team's able to score, because you saw reacting in the second, able to get buckets inside as well.
Obviously, when you have great shooters like Sammy, and you've got, Samuel's out there, we've got quite a few people that can spread the floor and shoot threes, and we've got Tolo inside. It's a bit of a, who do you guard? And when you take away something from someone, we get the kick out to another one who's hopefully making shots for us, and that's what's happened in the first half.
Well done, great first half. All the best for the second.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
A 56-36 lead for the Bendigo Spirit. We'll have some halftime analysis on the other side of this from the Quaycentre.
First up, Alexandra, are you ready? Please Great job, gal. Yeah, I would say it was actually a pretty easy decision for me to stay and re-sign. I'd had 2, I think, successful seasons and 1 under Guy, and Guy's obviously coaching for another 2 years at the Flames, so being able to be coached by him and in his program with the coaching staff and the team that he was building, I just wanted to carry that momentum into the next 2 seasons and, yeah, really solidify my role in the team and in the WNBL. I feel like I'm going to bring a lot of energy to the court and be a real versatile player for us, play whatever position we need depending on the game or our matchups. I would say like every team talks about winning a championship at the beginning of the season, but success looks different for all of us. In our culture meetings that we've had, I think it's just building on each day and taking action and what we want to get better at and work on, because it is such a long season, so we can't get too focused on the outcome or the end of season goal, but definitely a championship we've spoken about. One of my greatest strengths is being a perfectionist in basketball, but it can also be one of my biggest setbacks. Being able to balance those is just, yeah, living in the moment, taking each day as it comes and not getting too focused on the outcome. But I'm a big believer in like you walk as if what you think you want to be or where you want to be, whether that's on the court or off the court, that you already feel that and think that in your mind, so everything will just happen how it's meant to.
Great to get some insight from Emma Clark in her 5th WNBL season. Her team's up against it here on the WNBL coverage. Welcome back to WNBL Wednesdays on ESPN, brought to you by Ford. Ben Waterworth with you alongside the dual championship star Beck Coleman. We are witnessing, Beck, an absolute clinic early stages from the Bendigo Spirit, who lead 56-36. They are unstoppable at the moment.
They really are. They have 4 players in double figures, and like Kelly Wilson said at that halftime break, if one person is really shooting the ball well and the Flames take that away, someone else is stepping up. So who do you defend?
Yeah, it is a tough question for Guy Malloy to answer as we have a look at some of our first half highlights, which have really been dominated from beyond the arc, it has to be said. It's been a 3-point fiesta for the Bendigo Spirit so far. And we were saying off camera beforehand, Beck, that they're fighting fire with fire at the moment, the Sydney Flames.
They are. Currently, they have more 3-shot attempts than 2s, going 19 from the 3 and 16 2s, and they're living or dying by that. So for coming into this second half, I would love to see some more inside action, whether that's the high-low from George and Morris or just penetration through Swain.
Is there another player that you'd like to see step up from a Sydney perspective, which is easier said than done because Bendigo backs so deep from a roster perspective and their starting 5 is starring at the moment. But is there one player that you'd like to try and see a lift from a Sydney perspective?
We just saw in the halftime media, Emma Clark. I know she is coming back from injury, but I think she may be the missing piece for the Flames. She's a great 3-point shooter. She does have that tall, athletic body where she can get mismatches. I would love to see her step it up and hopefully add some more points to the board for the Flames.
Yeah, a couple of times throughout that first half. In fact, in the middle of both of the first 2 quarters, the Flames had a little run on and got their confidence up. But on this occasion, the Spirit had an answer every single time. There's 5 players that have at least 6 or more points at the moment. Casey Samuel's really hot at the moment with the 11 points, and Mariana Tolo started to get going late in that second quarter, Beck.
She did, and as the guards were going off, the Flames adjusted their defense, and then you have the likes of the big Tolo inside. What a presence. Then she steps up her game, and it is. Who do you match up on at the moment? What do you want to take away? That is what Flames need to know in this second half.
Just a casual 17 points and a half of basketball for Sammy Whitcomb, who is putting on a absolute display at the moment. She's 4 of 6 from beyond the arc, and she's already got a highlights reel worthy of a full game, let alone the first half.
It is. Nathan said in a timeout earlier that Guy Malloy did change the on-ball defense to a high hedge. Do you change it to a trap?
Yep.
Get the ball out of her hands, but if you're not on her on the ball, when she's off ball, you have to find her, or she's shooting that 3 with no time and space.
How hard is she to guard, though? You've played against her for a number of years, Beck. How hard is she when she's in this kind of mindset?
It's hard. When you're not thinking about what you're doing, you're just playing on instinct. That's when you play your best basketball. And obviously, she always is moving. And as a defender, if you're having to see off-ball, on-ball action, it gets tiring and it's hard.
Well, it's halftime here at the Quaycentre. A 20-point lead for the Bendigo Spirit. Let's have a look back, though, at round 2 and have a look at our top 5 plays.
Geelong with possession, Froling out to Ellsworthy, into the corner for Potter, pulls the trigger, that was huge!
It's been a calm head so far in this one. Ellis driving baseline, what a dive! No look handoff to Froling.
Ellie from the opening round, Wilson back the other way does everything but drop. Amihi gets a rebound, up, under, spins this way, that way, hoop plus the harm. What a play.
Looking to make her way into the keyway, just kicking off early. On bogey, driving, underneath the hoop, and it's there, a great reverse lane.
She makes a move, what a beat, gets it back Froling, and she gets the bucket, right on the halftime buzzer.
Well, that went as well as you could possibly hope.
Welcome back to the Quaycentre. Third quarter, not too far away. It's the Bendigo Spirit leading the Sydney Flames 56-36. Ben Waterworth with you alongside the two-time WNBL champ, Beck. Cole. Just a word from DV Awareness Full Stop Australia. This season, the WNBL is taking a stance against domestic violence. Putting a stop to this is everyone's business. Make an effort to recognise warning signs, listen to survivors and speak up. For more info, head to Full Stop Australia. The number is on your screen as well. It's an important message that the WNBL, Beck, is throwing its support behind this so far this season.
It really is. Every team you will see, they're wearing a purple strap on their jersey, and we're doing this for every single game. And this was an initiative that originally started by Alex Bunton, being very open and honest about her story. And the more people that talk about it, are vulnerable, are open, the bigger the power that we have. So it's a great initiative that now the WNBL, every team are doing, not for one round, but for all the rounds.
Beautifully said, Beck. Our third member of our commentary team tonight is courtside. Let's head to Nathan Stremp.
Thanks, guys. I just want to comment on the atmosphere here at the Quaycentre. A 20-point margin, but a heck of a place to watch basketball. Just on the big screen, Olympic bronze medal captain Tess Madgen was doing an interview, and there's other Olympians sitting courtside. As you look around, Jenny Screen, Luke Longley, Andrew Bogut all there. A number of the Sydney Kings sitting courtside as well. Kelly LePepe, Tyler Robertson, Jason Spurgeon. So the Flames have got a bunch of support, and that was the message from Kennedy Kariyama. He said at half-time, we wiped the score clear. He remembers being in this very building, coming out playing well in the first half, and the second half the Flames play like elite Minnesota Lynx basketball was his exact wording. And for the Flames, that was Guy Malloy's encouragement. They look great when they execute. He felt like at times they got caught up trying to match the Bendigo with the three ball, and now they were saying, let's go inside, execute our stuff.
Thanks very much to Nathan Stremple, those insights from courtside. Third quarter underway here. The Spirit with a 56-36 lead. Sammy Wickham has a big first half. She's looking to start the second half in the same vein, but off target with that long-range attempt. What can the Flames produce at the start of this quarter? It has been a consistent theme across now the first 4 games of Bendigo's season, Beck, is that they have blown teams away in the first half. Because at half-time, their previous 3 games, they were 48, 53 and 57, and today they've already got 56 points. So they're getting the job done early on the scoreboard in matches.
It's so hard when you're chasing. I know we've had a couple of games like that in our first 2 rounds, and when you're a team, you're leading from the front, your confidence is, you know, out of the roof, and then you're just humming and you're playing on instinct. And they've really done this to start off the WNBL season.
Oh, that is a pretty looking shot from Casey Samuels. If Wickham doesn't get you from three-point land, Casey will.
She's picking up right where she left off in this second half. Flames need to get a hand to Samuels.
She's 4 of 6 from deep. She has 14 points for the match. Swain with a tough attempt. Good rebound from Morris. She gets the 2 to go and will head to the line for an extra.
And Guy Malloy said at half-time, we heard from Nathan, that they want more execution, they need more inside presence. And for Morris to get that O board and get the and one, that is a good start from the Flames. They need to chip away here on the offensive end and make sure they're getting consecutive stops on the defensive end.
From San Bernardino, California, and Maya Morris can't quite complete the three-point play. Bendigo with a 21-point lead. Great to have your company. Wednesday night hoops here on ESPN. The Spirit in control. Beautiful pass to Wickham, kicking it out for Burton. And then Wickham follows up with a rebound. Hits Casey Samuels, and she cannot be stopped from deep.
Oh, and that's got to hurt when the offensive team get an extra O board out to a three-point shooter.
They are shooting at an incredible clip tonight. 12 of 20 the Bendigo Spirit from three-point territory compared to the 6 of 19 of the Sydney Flames. Just heard from Nathan say there's a few big names of Australian basketball in the house, and they don't get much bigger, figuratively and literally, than Andrew Bogut and Luke Longley. And there's Tess Madgen as well, just walking around the back. They get some great support, the Sydney Flames.
But doesn't it just show how good our brand of women's basketball is here in Australia? We're having great athletes, great male basketballers coming to watch because we put on a show, and I love to see this happening.
We're watching a serious show tonight from the Bendigo Spirit. Burton, oh, he's denied emphatically by Morris. Big defensive play from Yamaya Morris, who's been one of Sydney's more impressive performers so far in this match. Burton goes again. 7 to shoot here for Bendigo. Samuels almost travelled, was knocked away from her. It's come off Bendigo hands, and a good defensive set there for the Flames.
A great play phase. And Morris, I would love to see her like in that block. I don't know what her wingspan is, but I'm going to say it's 7 foot because that's what it's looking. If she can be big, clog up the key, that will really help the Flames.
She was trying to get on the end of an attempt to pick and roll there with Swain, but didn't quite come off. That looked flat off the hand from Whitcomb. But it may have been touched. Oh, she's surprised that it hasn't been touched. She thought it was a block.
If I was shooting a clip like Sammy is, I would be complaining that, do you see me shoot an air ball? I don't think so.
4 of 7 prior to that shot. Here's Swain. Big first half from her, 16 points in the first half for the 21-year-old young gun. She goes to work, steps back, knocks it down with aplomb. What a young gun of Aussie hoops. What a privilege it is to see her go to work. Brand Canisano almost pulled off the clean steal. That's that defensive hustle on display. Timeout called here at the Quaycentre. It's Bendigo 62, the Flames 43. Timeout called. It's a 19-point advantage for the Bendigo Spirit. Have you seen anything different, Beck, so far at the start of this third quarter from a Sydney perspective?
I think Swain has the ball in her hands a bit more, and when I say that, I mean more as the point guard, as the general, and I think she is a player who scores more frequently or is better in that position when she has the ball in her hand and she's in transition, coming off screens, almost rather than being in that 2 or 3 spot. And because she is got that momentum, I think that is a smart play. Let her bring the ball up the floor, let her call the shots, and I've really been impressed with Morris, just finding those O boards and being a big target.
Already has the 21 points from his Swain. Here at the Quaycentre, it's Bendigo 62, leading the Sydney Flames 43. A word from Ford. Ford dealers love to see their WNBL sporting heroes and Aussie families conquering their goals, and it's easy to conquer the everyday in the 7-seat Ford Everest Sport SUV. Find the Everest that's right for you at your local Ford dealer. Whitcomb driving, not scoring. Fast break, doesn't quite come off here for Sydney. And Samuels puts on the break. And now it's Kelly Wilson to get the work. Big screen there from Tolo. Burton along the baseline, ended up passing and feeding Tolo, who hits the 2 and will go to the line for one more.
And that just shows unselfish basketball from the Bendigo Spirit. Burton had a wide open layup and she said, I'll take a good shot and give a great shot to Tolo.
Started to get going late in that second quarter. And if the margin keeps on staying at this range, Becky, you sense a lot of players on that screen right now. Might see a fair few minutes towards the back end of this game.
And we've spoken about the offense but with Flames, but we all know if you're not getting stops, you're not getting in this game. So maybe Flames, do they do a full court press? Do they try a zone? Do they junk it up? Just give Spirit something different to what they have been doing, because right now they're looking like they're going to score 100 points.
So that extra free throw at the start there was for a coach technical call. So hence, Tolo had the 2 points and makes it a four-point play and a 23-point lead for the Bendigo Spirit. Swain, George. We've seen a lot of Kayla offensively at the start of this quarter. Clark feeds Swain, fading away with a shot clock running out. Doesn't hit the rim, and it's a shot clock violation.
And another great defensive play phase by the Bendigo Spirit.
Yeah, we heard Kennedy Kerryama in a timeout just before halftime laud his side for their defensive work so far in this game. Wickham, what a pass. What chemistry with Tolo. Wilson, Burton, Samuels, fooled them all. Couldn't hit the three. She might get the two, though. Good defense from George. Forces the turnover. Brancatisano driving along the baseline. George almost lost control. Pass was almost too hot and quick for Clark.
And George has been on the outside a fair bit in these last few play phases, which she is a shooting threat. But let's get her inside. And a great stop for her, what the Flames need. But maybe set her a flare screen, get her going to the rim.
Along the perimeter here. Clark, well, she was on the inside there, Kayla George, but Tolo just had front position. And an easy pick.
And what a matchup it's been between Tolo and George tonight. They're Opal's sisters. They know each other's game like the back of their hand.
Sammy Wickham takes on two and draws the contact and will head to the line and shoot two. Yeah, they have been integral members, both Mariana Tolo and Kayla George, of that Opals lineup for a long time. They've shared the floor in the 4 and 5 positions. They've rotated between the two. They would know each other so well, but they're both such competitive players as well, Beck.
They sure are. They're great humans off the court, fun, bubbly, but then it's white line fever. Yeah. Once you cross over that line, it's game time.
So Wickham hits the second, takes her tally to 18. Samuels comes up with a steal, but didn't have a lot of room to work with and to steer it back to Ruth. Can Ruth get going? She threatened in the first quarter from beyond the arc. George trying to bring a teammate into the game, then steps into the paint and was well off target. But the Spirit are called for a foul, much to their disappointment.
And the Spirit have done a great job, like you said, of Ruth. Ruth hasn't had that many shot attempts. She's only had 5 to go for this evening, and most of them have been from the three-point line. So great job for Tolo for really making Ruth work hard for her shots.
'18th WNBL season for Kayla George, gained 354 of her esteemed WNBL career, which includes an MVP, 4 championships, 5 all-WNBL teams. And of course now an Olympic bronze medalist. Swain steals and scores. Big play, Shanice Swain. Not giving Bendigo an inch still. 23 points for Swain. Wickham lobs it in for Tolo. She is so good in that situation.
I think we need a new stat. I would love best duos in the league with a guard and a pick, because we have some great talent across the league. Obviously, Tolo and Wickham here, they've played together before, but I think that would be a fun stat to watch, Ben.
It would be, yes, played together a lot from an Australian perspective, never on the same WNBL side, but that's a scary thought as well, that they're only just getting going. Only in round 3, game 4 for Bendigo, and already the chemistry looks on song between those two stars. Taylor back on the floor for Sydney. Wickham can't quite come up with a clean steal. 8 to shoot. Taylor just corralled there by both the two players we were just talking about, Wickham and Tolo, but Wickham was called for the foul. 4th team foul on the Spirit in this quarter.
And Taylor is another rookie coming out of the WNBA who she's still young.
Yep.
She was with the Phoenix Mercury in the W, and, you know, she'll find her feet, but Sydney Flames are still a quite young roster.
Well, maybe Cherie Collier will say that was all part of the grand plan, to hit the backboard, get the rebound and lay it in for two. They'll take them any way they can at the moment, the Sydney Flames. Tolo can't quite keep it in her control. She's starting to look more ominous in the low post. Burton comes up with the steal. Lovely crossover. Floor opens up for her. Tolo thought about the three, but give it to the hot hand in Samuels. Tolo comes up with the rebound and an easy lay-in for the Star.
And the Flames are doing a great job of getting a stop, but then they're turning the ball over on transition. They need to make sure they look after the ball and get those extra possessions.
Yeah, 14 turnovers to 7 in favour of Sydney so far tonight. Tolo up to the 19 points. You can add another rebound to that tally as well. They're stuffing the stat sheet tonight, the Bendigo Spirit. Turnover, so bringing the ball up the floor, the Bendigo Spirit. As Burton takes a seat, she has 3 fouls to her name. Everyone else has 2 or less on the floor. I take that back. Morris has 4 for the Flames, hence we're not seeing her on the court at the moment for Sydney. Kalia. No one came at her in the end, so she took the invitation to drive inside. Can't believe that has been deemed off her hands, so Bendigo will bring the ball back in. Booth bringing it in here for Micah Simpson. Simpson, her 3rd season as a development player for the Bendigo Spirit. An opportunity she might have over the next quarter and a bit. Whitcomb. Didn't quite get that one to go, almost a wedge as well. It comes back out to Whitcomb. Samuels takes on a couple of Flames, can't get that one to go. Scoring just has dried up a little bit for the Spirit in the last few minutes. Taylor, quick release. That was pretty.
That was nice, and hopefully seeing one go through the net, you're able to put up a couple more.
And that kickstart Sydney. That's a 21 points. Samuels was hoping for a cut from Booth, didn't quite come off. Then Whitcomb cuts from Simpson. Back out for Samuels. That's missed a few three-pointers now. And Kalia keeps the momentum going forward. Taylor hit a 3 from that spot just before. This time goes inside, and it knocked away by Tolo, but illegally, according to the referee.
And with Spirit having such a big lead, this is where the Flames need to take advantage of the fact that now Spirit have put on some, you know, development players as well as younger players. They've got Bird, Simpson and Booth on. Flames, go attack those people. Yep. If you have the advantage, let's chip away on the offensive scoreboard, get some extra possessions. But again, defense, they need to get it done. Do we get a full court press? Do you junk it up with the zone? Just, I think at this point, try something different.
See what we get out of this free throw attempt. Just rolls in for Taylor. 1 of 2 from the free throw line there.
And I like that by Roof denying it so it doesn't go to the point guard. It has to go to someone else to bring the ball up the floor.
Simpson. Whitcomb, the C's parted. And out wide to Bird. Tolo. Simpson. 5 seconds to shoot here. Simpson has to put it up, and she almost got it over Morris and in. But a good defensive play there from the Sydney Flames. What can they do offensively? Morris back on the floor, playing with some presence. Travelled. So Spirit in the bonus from a foul perspective in this quarter. Flames with 3 fouls to their name. We heard from Nathan just before the start of the 3rd quarter. Terrific atmosphere at the Quaycentre tonight. Some big names in Aussie hoops in the house. So watch this contest. Wickham gets a screen from Tolo and gets the lucky roll as well. 19 points for the start. Taylor working along the baseline and back out. Kalia. Beautiful pass for Ruth. Just on the wrong side for her left hand there, but she gets, well, didn't hit the rim. So it has to be a shot here for Taylor. She can't get it to go. And now there's no shot clock left. Sammy Wickham hit a ripper on the quarter time buzzer. Can she conjure another special play on the 3/4 time buzzer? Guarded by Pittman. Sammy goes to work. Trying to kick it out. It comes though to Ruth. She'll put up the prayer. It won't be answered. And they'll need a few prayers answered if they're going to come back from this margin, the Sydney Flames. It's Bendigo 75 leading the Sydney Flames 53 here at the Quaycentre. 4th quarter coming up on the other side of this. Fourth quarter action not too far away here from the Quaycentre, and it's another big statement from the Bendigo Spirit. They lead 75-53. The Flames have been well served though tonight by Shanice Swain, 23 points. Kayla George also pretty close to a double-double. But there is Wickham with 19, and Tolo Beck-Cole has quickly jumped up to 19 points as well, and she's on the verge of a double-double. She's really warmed into the game, Mariana Tolo, as it's progressed.
She has, and she's almost chipped away at that very quietly, but that's what she does. She sets great screens to get her shooters open, and then she just buries teams. When she seals, if you don't do your work early, there's no way you're stopping that inside.
Yeah, she is on cue for the Bendigo Spirit as we get underway here at the Quaycentre. Bendigo extending their lead at every change so far. Although Sydney did a good job in that third quarter, just a 2-point differential between the two sides. Nice hand in there from Taylor of the Flames.
And she's been active in that third quarter and now starting off this fourth. I like this. Hopefully, her bringing that energy, others will follow.
Both imports on the floor for Sydney. Here's the other one. Morris can't get that one to go, and Ruth can't tip it back in. Tolo, Simpson. Booth has Tolo one-on-one with Morris. Good matchup here. What can Morris do on the defensive end? She can deny the star Bendigo Spirit player. Great block from Morris, and she follows it up with a miss at the other end. But a fresh 14 seconds here for Sydney to work with. Morris receives again. Hooks and scores. Big game from Yamaya Morris.
And as she gets used to the physicality of this league, she'll start to hit those easy layups, which her team needs her to do. They're easy points on the basket.
And Ruth gets the rebound. Clearly Morris's best game of her WNBL stint to date. Pittman works inside. Ruth is fouled and hits the two. Good start to the quarter for Sydney. Ruth has a chance to make it a three-point play. Let's head courtside with Nathan Stremple. Hello, Nathan.
Hi, Ben. Three-quarter time, the leadership of Sammy Whitcomb was evident. The coach just talking over, and Sammy just imploring the young Spirit players on the court, the development players, getting some more minutes, saying the first few minutes crucial to make sure we maintain what we're doing. And then Kennedy stepped in and doubled down on that, talking about the Flames over helping on Sammy and imploring them to find where the open shots are and keep taking the open looks.
Thanks, Nathan. That's probably an aspect that I don't think is underestimated at all, is that Sammy Whitcomb, who's got the basketball now, coming to the Bendigo Spirit, not only gives them an outstanding scorer, an outstanding passer, but just as importantly, an outstanding leader. She drives and scores. She brings so much more than on the court, Sammy Whitcomb.
She does. She's a great leader. She's been around the game. She's had experiences in Europe, in America, and she brings that back into the WNBL. And these young guards, as well as just the younger generation, are super lucky to have someone who loves the game of basketball and wants to teach and help those younger ones coming through.
Samuels with a look for three. There was a foul, and it was on Samuels against Ruth. And Samuels will be going to the line to shoot three here. So she will head to the line as we take a look at Foot Locker, celebrate the new season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearby Foot Locker store. Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. Samuels hits on that first attempt. Kennedy Kerryama all smiles from his position. Pittman wasn't quite aware that there was a three free throws rather coming up.
Say that 5 times real quick, Ben.
I'll leave that for you to do, Beck. As Samuels hits all 3 free throws. And she is a very good free throw shooter as well. Casey Samuels, she's 5 of 5 tonight. And 12 of 13 on the season. Another big score being put on the board by Bendigo. They're over 80 points already, and we've still got 7 minutes left. Taylor, guarded closely by Whitcomb. Doesn't get the lucky roll. Morris thought she had the offensive rebound, a scrap. Ref let it go a long time. Wilson came up with it. Out of bounds is the call, but it's deemed off Sydney. And Bendigo will bring the ball back into play.
And Samuels has done a great job defensively on George. Watching that last possession, she's just been bumping George. The whole possession that she's screening, she's rolling, she's sort of having to drift in that mid-range area, and it's making it tough for her. So Samuels doing a great job on both ends of the floor tonight.
And when it's not Casey Samuels having a crack at Kayla George on the defensive end of the floor, it's Mariana Tolo as well, who you mentioned in the third quarter. Those two know each other's games so well, but Kayla George has really been clamped offensively tonight by the Spirit.
She sure is, and you know, George having less shot attempts than she would in most games, but she said in her media earlier, as long as she can still get boards and defend, you know, it's not going to be your game every night, but still, besides Swain, no one else is in those double figures, and Morris is now, which is great to see, but they just need other contributors on the floor.
elbow, get it to the middle of the floor. And then we're going to restring. You're coming back off. Fire roll hard. That's Taylor at the top. So look behind you. Hook pass to the corner. You understand? And you watch. Make some shit on the chase. 5 guys are rebounding. Work hard on the defense here.
Work hard on defense. That's the message from Guy Malloy. We do have to keep reminding ourselves about the Flames is that they had some really late roster blows in terms of the injury to Didi Richards, who was so impactful in her first season from the Flames. And then Lauren Nicholson as well. Great news announcing they're expecting their first child, her and partner Jake. But from a roster perspective, there were 2 late changes for the Flames to contend with. As the ball is put onto the foot there of Kayla George. And yeah, so I suppose that disruption for Sydney probably doesn't help certainly the start of their WNBL 25 campaign, Beck.
And a lot of teams this year, as it was an Olympic year, some had 6 weeks, some only had 4 weeks of pre-season. And it's really not a lot, and every team is very different. Tolo just going back to work as she does inside. And it's hard, and like you said, Didi Richards and Lauren Nicholson, they were big impact players and a part of their core group. So bringing in younger players as well as new, it'll take some time to find the chemistry.
Yeah, they were the 2 Flames members of the all WNBL teams last year, Richards and Nicholson. As George, that is tough. Great play from George. She got the friendly roll. And she takes her tally tonight into double figures. 10 points for Kayla George. Burton guarded by Swain with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Tolo screams. Burton kicks it out for Simpson. Well off target. Samuels can't keep it alive.
That was a good defensive possession by the Flames. And that's what we need more from George. A nice inside presence. But again, 2 people on her. Tough shot.
Both Samuels and Tolo, the 2 players that have worn her like a glove all night here at the Quaycentre. Swain really delayed the shot. Almost came off. And she's got some serious handles, Veronica Burton. She puts up the shot and will head to the line for 2. That's been certainly something that has been on display and real noteworthy, not only in the first 3 games, but especially tonight, is her ball control when coming up the floor, Beck, is, as a fellow guard yourself, you'd be pretty impressed by it.
It is. Her handles are great. She can get the ball through hands real quick, as well as her handles, though. She's so strong. So you see her changing direction so quick, but at the same time, bashing bodies to where she wants to go, and that's what's making her get to the line. So it's a great thing for Burton to have in her toolbox.
Big 7 back in the 2022 WNBA draft. Played with Connecticut during the recent WNBA season. Big import signing for Bendigo, who traditionally haven't used or relied on imports in recent seasons. But Burton is a big signing for them. Morris put up the 2 there. Referee's just conferring when the foul was done. Points won't count. It'll be a baseline ball here for the Flames. Here's a look on replay. Simpson was calling for a travel. Background of the screen there. Oh, now they've gone back. They will now have a free throw attempt from Yamaya Morris. Hadn't gone to the charity stripe prior to tonight. Yamaya Morris.
Interesting that it's 2 at the line, as she did make the basket.
Yeah, I was... Yep. Hence my silence there. Beck just trying to work things out. And she's misses the second. Burton. Oh, she can't get over. She can't get over the halfway line in the 8 seconds. How about that from Carla Pittman? Great defensive play from her. Forces the turnover. That's a big team lifter, Beck.
That is, and unfortunately she's coming off, but credit to her hard work. And we just spoke about how good Burton is getting up the floor. So we just see her, not only did she outsmart her, she really used her body as well, and that's big from a young player.
Great floor awareness as well. As George lobs it in for Morris, who's got better as this game has progressed, and she adds to her tally here.
She really has, and it's great to see her confidence lifting play after play on both ends of the floor. 13
points to go with 6 boards for Yamaya Morris. That's knocked away by the Flames. 84-63 lead here for the Bendigo Spirit as a timeout is called at the Quaycentre for a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce, ready in minutes. So delicious, there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you for all your carbo loading needs, Betcol. 84-63 lead here for the Bendigo Spirit at the Quaycentre with 4.5 to play.
And you can just hear the leadership from both teams there. Sammy's not on camera, but you can hear him talking, telling them what they need. And it's great when you have a player like that, because Kennedy isn't on the court. He can do as much as he can off the court, but it is great when you have a leader who is a vessel to you on the floor and can really take charge and hone in. So it is amazing to see just the talent and the role models that we do have throughout this league.
And particularly from a Bendigo perspective, they now have one of the oldest rosters in the WNBL. Your Southside Flyers were the oldest roster in the WNBL last season. They won the championship. Experience counts for a lot in this game.
It is. Age ain't nothing but a number, Ben. I'll tell you that much. And it does. For me, at the end of the day, experience can really win championships. And the more games you get under the belt, just the more you know about the game, how you read it. So to me, it's an asset having experienced players on the floor.
I think we might see a few of the younger players though for Bendigo have some minutes late as Burton is all nylon on that triple attempt. She joins the party. She becomes the 5th Bendigo player to hit double figures tonight. All starting 5 players have at least 10 points. She gets the long rebound. She's off to the races and she feeds a teammate. She can't quite hit. On that occasion, it was Nightingale who was streaming through. Martin on the floor now for Sydney. George. Push there from Dees, but just losing control. Dees committed to Arkansas University for 2025 in the US. Another exciting Australian basketball talent. Lavinia Cox with the inbounds pass. Only got a contract with Bendigo officially just 4 days ago, and here she is out in the Quaycentre.
And I think she is a great player. I played her in the off-season. Very young, very quick. She has tendencies in a game style actually similar to Jade Melbourne.
Oh, that is a good rap.
Yeah. And if you ask a lot of the girls, everyone sort of says it. So I think she's a great player to have on board and to learn. And she's from Bendigo. So I think it's great to keep people from the same country town that you're in.
Big play there from Nightingale, drawing the contact. Offensive foul is called. Saw a couple of Bendigo players there in Cox and Nightingale, and also Opal Bird having some minutes here for the Spirit, and they'll be getting good minutes here as well. 3.5 left to play. Kenny Kariyama can really manage his team in an away game as well, which is a great luxury.
It is. There's some weeks where teams are playing 3 games in 7 or 8 days, so it is early. Wherever you can rest your main players, that is something that can help. And also, if your team isn't that deep and you're playing the main five, later down the track, if you have injuries, you need those players to step up.
Got a game on Saturday as well against the Townsville Fire. Due to spirit as Swain continues her hot scoring form. 25 points tonight for Shanice Swain, including 5 of 8 from deep. She was on fire in that first quarter. Came off the bench and really lit it up. Here's Booth. Oh my goodness! Get out of my house, says Yamaya Morris.
What a block party we're having tonight by Morris. And you heard that.
Felt it in your chest. It slapped off the hand there. What a game she's played. Swain then joins the block party. Hand in there. Jump ball is called. And possession arrow is with the Flames. Yeah, big game from Yamaya Morris. She has the 13.7 rebounds and now 3 rejections to go with it. Feels like a big confidence-boosting night for her despite the scoreboard. And here she is as if on cue. Playing with serious presence in the post. Back to 20 points here. The young gun Bendigo players getting some court time here at the Quaycentre with their team up by 20. Simpson goes to work, drives inside, spins and gets an unlucky roll. Maya Morris might have time for a double-double, 8 rebounds for her. Swain stopped in her tracks. Nightingale almost came up with a clean steal, so it's still a Sydney ball. Shanice Swain, just a glimpse of her talent across these first 3 games. 15 points against Canberra, 16 points against the Flyers, and now 25 points and counting tonight against Bendigo. She takes a seat, just over 90 seconds left. But Morris continues to go to work. Considering that they did lose D.D. Richards pre-season, this is a really promising sign, I think, for Guy Malloy and for Sydney Flames to see Morris growing confidence. And she can really set the tone for the rest of her season, you sense, Beck, from tonight.
This is great for not only Morris herself, but for the team. Yep. They need her to be an influential part. She might not be the 20-point-a-game player, but if she can get 15 points a game, 10 boards, that's going to be crucial to Flames winning games. So for her, just to get that confidence boost, look, they're not going to get the win tonight, but I think it's a win for her individually and what she can bring to the team.
She's got 17 and 8 on the stat sheet so far. Here's Cox. Oh, that was a bit Jade Melbourne right behind the back. Bird, Booth, 3, knocks it down, the former Flyer. Beck Cole's heart warms in the commentary position here as she sees her former teammate go all nylon from deep. 60 seconds left here at the Quaycentre. Bendigo to 90 points. Ankles are broken there of Booth. Fresh 14 seconds. Well, they thought they had it. But looked like on that occasion the D stepped out of bounds.
And what I love after that score, you could see and hear the whole Spirit bench get up. Yep. And it is something special when the older players or the main starters really get up and support the other players coming through, because they do just as much work as everyone else, and to see them shine is just so good.
Oh, another block for Morris. That's 5. What a big night at the defensive end of the floor for the import. And she's got an opportunity to add another 2 points to her tally now. She's 7 of 11 from the field. And 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. Here's Kennedy Kerryama. What a start to WNBL 25 campaign for his side. Yamaya Morris takes her tally to 19 points. Big statement from her, particularly in the second half of this contest. Cox, Nightingale. Bird tried to swing it in there for Nightingale. And Sydney can have the final say of this contest. Martin feeds Morris. Back for Martin, who has a look for three. And doesn't quite go. That is another dominant performance from the Bendigo Spirit. They go 4-0 and again emphasise that they will be a serious team to beat in this Signet WNBL season. Bendigo 90, Sydney 71. And it was set up, Beck, by another big first half performance. They scored 56 points in the first half, and it was always going to be tough for the Flames to play catch-up from there.
They were amazing in that first half on defence. They were really getting up in Sydney's space, not letting them get through their offence, allowing them what they naturally want to do and getting their first option. And on offence, when you have just everyone who is scoring left, right and centre, it is so hard. And I think they've shown early right now why they're 4-0.
It's an ominous start for the Bendigo Spirit. They recruited so heavily, so intentionally during the off-season. They now have another big win. And it hasn't just been the fact that they're 4-0. They've been comprehensive wins, all four so far. They're going to be tough to stop there.
They are, and when you start so well and you have big leads, you get confidence in what your team is doing. And isn't this what the game's all about? We have amazing mums in our league, and it's so great to see. And you can tell this Bendigo Spirit team that they're tight-knit.
Yeah. And speaking of family as well, like Sammy Wickham, a big reason coming to Bendigo this year was to be closer with family. It was tough for her last season in Townsville in terms of that connection, but that's a big reason why she's at the Bendigo Spirit this season. Looks like Georgia Booth just might have a decent shiner tomorrow.
And what's scary, Ben, is Kelsey Griffin isn't even playing right now.
Yes.
But that's the thing, when you're humming and you bring in a crucial part, that can change the game. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Sammy Wickham was a star tonight, and she's with Nathan Stremple courtside.
Sammy Wickham, 21, 5 and 6. Way to go and get it. You have been putting up big numbers to start this season, 4-0. You must be enjoying the system under Kennedy.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I thought it was a great team effort, though, today. We needed everybody. I thought a lot of people stepped up. We came out the gate, really aggressive, and we kind of sustained that, which was great.
You busted the game open early as a team with your shooting. 7 of 11 from the triple in the first quarter. The depth of shooting at the team is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's what we're capable of doing. Obviously, tonight I thought we did get hot early, and that was amazing. But when we have players like Casey who can get hot, I can shoot. We've got so many weapons, and then we have really great penetrators and our point guards. So it's just pick your poison, I think, and I thought we just did a good job of finding the open player.
You mentioned Casey with Kelsey Griffin out. She's a little undersized at the 4. Heck of a job tonight, first of all, guarding Kayla George, but you're right, she fed off your hot shooting early, and we saw her get going in the second and third.
Yeah, I think everyone has done a really good job with a few of our key players out of just stepping up. We haven't really spent too much time worrying about it or thinking about it. We're just trusting each other. And yeah, I think, Case has been really good for us all year so far, and we're going to need her moving forward.
Sammy, way to get the win tonight. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
She had a terrific game. Sammy Wickham, 21 points. 11 of those coming in the opening stages of the first quarter. She couldn't miss early, and she set the tone for the rest for her side for the rest of the game, Beck.
She did. She set the tone with that three-point shooting, and as we see, as soon as her shots got hot, then she was driving to the rim and also finding her open man. So it's hard when you're doing it from everywhere on the floor.
And it's just that leadership on display once again. We heard it throughout the timeouts as well, but then that leadership by example as well, as we head back to Nathan Stremple, who has Mariana Tolo. Nathan?
Mariana Tolo, kind enough to join us. It was pretty to watch. I talked to yourself and Sammy pre-game about the two of you operating in the on-ball, and you picked them apart tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing with Sammy. It's so hard to guard her, and it makes my job a lot easier, just going around setting some screens. And it's not just Sammy, though. Our whole team is stacked. Like, we have some really good players out there, and it makes it so hard to guard an offense. And I mean, we still got to 90 points, which has been really awesome. A great start to the season, but I know teams will have to adjust and find a way to try and stop us for sure.
You mentioned the whole team being stacked, but Sammy and I talked a bit about Casey Samuels. Between yourself and her, you did a great job of making life tough for Kayla George tonight.
Yeah, Case is awesome. Like, I'm really enjoying playing with her. I haven't played with her before, and she's got that amazing shot, but then also can put it on the floor and is really tough on defense. And like you said, that helped tonight when they've got two bigs like Kayla and Mick Roof. And so, yeah, it was so good to be able to have her, and especially on the rebounding front as well. That really, really helps. It's been great to play with her.
Mariana, thanks for your time. Well done, 4-0. Let the run continue.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll keep trucking and go up to Townsville this weekend. So another one coming soon.
Cheers, Mariana. Well done.
No worries. Thanks.
Short turnaround for the Bendigo Spirit. Their attention turns to Townsville, but our attention turns back to our game highlights, where Bendigo had a terrific start to the contest. 29 points in the first quarter. Sydney did show some pluck, particularly halfway through the first, halfway through the second as well. They got on some runs, and they did show a lot of their potential throughout the night, Beck.
They did, and Swain was a big start. As soon as she got subbed into the game, she hit a couple of nice threes. She got to the rim on transition, and then, you know, Kayla got some shots, but then she was stopped, and Morris really came to play, and as we said, really built her confidence over the game.
It's actually amazing that Sydney won the second half. They outscored Bendigo by 1 in the second half, but at halftime it was such a comprehensive lead. They already had 56 points on the board, the Bendigo Spirit. But just a word on Shanice Swain in particular. Scary to think she's only 21 years of age, Beck.
It is, and she's been injured for the, last couple of WNBL seasons. So to get minutes under her belt, she's been drafted to the WNBA. So I'm sure she's coming out here wanting to show what she can do on the basketball court.
From a Sydney perspective, how much of a learning experience is tonight for the Flames? Not as experienced as last year. Maybe don't bat as deep as what they did last season. They're coming up against the hottest team in the league tonight. How valuable is the learning experience tonight, despite the pretty lopsided margin of 90-71?
Definitely in every loss there is a lesson, and I think tonight, like you said, going back to the drawing board, they won the second half. Let's go back. What did we do well and build some confidence and get that momentum going into next week's game?
Pretty great game there from Morris. 19 points and 5 blocks as well. So a 90-71 win for the Bendigo Spirit. It's a big round 3 coming up, and the Flyers will take on the Caps as well on Sunday. Beck Cole looking forward to that. But the Spirit now head to Townsville, as Mariana Tolo just said. On behalf of Nathan Stremple, Beck Cole, this is Ben Waterworth signing off at WNBL on a Wednesday night. Jack, do you mind just bringing up the box score, the full box score on the stat sheet, please, mate? What was that, sorry? So I was talking to Jack. Oh, did they take points away from Wilson? I thought she had 10. They put it back to 9. That's all right. 21, 20, 23. Oh, so they've given an extra to Wickham. Yeah, no worries. Swain, 25. Thank you. Ready to go, guys. Sorry. Well, the Bendigo Spirit again proving on Wednesday night that they are one of the teams to beat in this Signet WNBL season, winning their 4th game on the trot with a 90-71 win over the Sydney Flames. Ben Waterworth with you, alongside Beck Cole, who provided her expert eye across this game, Beck, and it was a clinic from the Bendigo Spirit, in particular during the first half, where they put 56 points on the Sydney Flames.
Bendigo Spirit have shown that their chemistry is on fire, and they had multiple people in double figures. And like Wilson and Sammy Whitcomb said, pick your poison on who you want to defend.
It is. They bat so deep. They are really covered at all ends of the floor, all styles as well, offensively and defensively. Shanice Swain was outstanding tonight for the Sydney Flames. She had the 25 points, and she really did challenge the Bendigo defence. But every time Sydney challenged, Beck, Bendigo just had not just an answer, but an emphatic answer.
They sure did, and Samuels, as we see on the screen, she was massive tonight, not only on offense with those threes, but also shutting down Kayla George on the inside and also on the outside.
A big game for Yamaya Morris, who we just saw on screen for the Sydney Flames, her first 19-point game of her WNBL career. Kayla George was well held tonight compared to her usual lofty stands, because Casey Samuels and Mariana Tola, as good as they were offensively, Beck, they were so good defensively tonight.
They are. They're playing on a string, and we heard after the game that Tola and Whitcomb have really loved playing with Samuels. And look, she's probably a bit undersized as a big, but she makes up for it in that strength, and also she has that agility. So it's been great that she's been able to step in for Griffin.
So that is some of the highlights from this game tonight. It was a 90-70 win from the Bendigo Spirit over the Sydney Flames. They had 4 players in 10-plus points, but that's scary as well from a Spirit perspective. 3 players with 20-plus points. They're going to be hard to stop this season, Beck.
They sure are. You're going to win most games if you have 3 people over 20 points. So it is really impressive from the Spirit. And we spoke earlier saying Flames won that second half. So go back to the drawing board. What can they do better? What was great from that second half, and build that momentum and keep that confidence going into the next game, as now they have lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, well, there's lots of confidence amongst the Bendigo Spirit group at the moment. They are 4-0 on top of the WNBL ladder after a 90-71 win over the Sydney Flames.